Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Lore Drop, the narrative care package to see you through until Thursday. I'm Andrew, the Dungeon Master for Chasing Tales, and today we cover one of the great cataclysms of Yvantos, one that reshaped the land and scattered its people. The following is an excerpt from the Plain Traveller's Guide to History by the travelling wizard Pendalian Inkwell. On the world of Yvantos, long after the gods left the surface to maintain the sanctuary of the Silver Sea, the moon, the peoples enjoyed prosperity across the verdant continents. One fateful day, a second sun ignited in the sky, followed by another, and another, streaking comets tearing toward the ground. This terrifying storm of fire was to become known as Starfall. The devastation caused by their impacts was soon forgotten, for from the ashen clouds of dust that surrounded their craters emerged titanic beings of radiant destruction. From each comet came a single humanoid figure, more than a mile tall, with bronze-coloured skin and a face holding 7 fiercely glowing eyes. The children of the sun. Striding forth from their craters, these titans laid claim to all their light could scorch. Civilizations were brought to ruin, nations enslaved, and gargantuan temples to their might were raised on every continent. All that did not bow to the children were turned to ash or sacrificed atop these ziggurats in the name of the new gods of Yvantos. Against this terrible power of these mile-high monsters, the only semblance of rebellion was to hide below ground. Mourning the plight of their kin, the Bloodborne watched from above. As desolation reigned on Yvantos, the Bloodborne turned to an ancient relic in their care, a sealed amphora of the Wanderer's blood. The same blood that brought life to themselves and their people. The amphora was bestowed upon an angel of the dragon goddess Zothena. The angel, a bronze dragon named Beljan, descended on Yvantos, pouring the blood on the landscape below, uttering an arcane ritual. As the blood soaked into the earth and water of Yvantos, it did not birth humans or elves. The earth and water churned and rose, forming mighty monsters to match the children of the sun in combat. These great beasts were the Tyrannima, the world itself come to life to repel these alien invaders. The ensuing conflict shook the very foundations of the world. As Titan fought Titan, the collateral damage from these conflicts sundered what remnants of civilization still stood, as the children and Tyrannima battled across the world. The Bloodborne looked down from above, mortified that the aid they had sent to save their people was causing as much harm as good. Resolved to end the conflict once and for all, the Bloodborne of Earth, Petrum, and the Dragon Elf Bloodborne of Magic, Astea, devised a ritual. As they completed the incantations and laid out their arcane symbols, the moon sailed across the sky. On Yvantos, all who would listen to the words of priests hid from the moon's light. And as the silver light swept across the world, every creature it touched froze, turned to stone. On the day of this ritual, known as Petra Luna, the children of the sun were still, statues towering on the horizon. The Tyrannima returned to being part of the hills and islands, and every person and creature not hiding indoors or below the ground was frozen as well. Petra Luna marked the end of the Titan War, and is also the event from which the year is counted. While few would call it victory, the people of Yvantos were once more free to rebuild a world sundered by war. Some factions of elves, dwarves, and gnomes were so affronted by the Bloodborne sacrifice of so many petrified people that they resolved to live without the gods. They descended deeper underground, far from the moon's silver light. And today these people formed the Hakuri, an alliance of drow, deep gnomes, and grey dwarves, a society disconnected from the gods that once led them. And there you have it. A world-shattering invasion that almost broke the spirit of the people of Yvantos, and divine retaliation that all but finished the job. If you enjoyed this tale of catastrophic history in our little fantasy world, be sure to like and share, follow and subscribe. I would like to thank our friends at The Cognitive Merchant for their ongoing support. Be sure to check them out in the links in the description for awesome bespoke leather, tabletop RPG and LARP gear. Thank you so much for watching, We'll see you Thursday at 6 for the next episode of Chasing Tales, and next week for Lord Drop, where we shall uncover the stories of the war for Ravenmoor and the birth of Volm. Thanks for watching.